What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build. So as you can see from the title of this video, we are building a arts and crafts store today. I am building in Newcrest. This will be a part of my save file once it is completed. Nowhere near being finished. The closest world I am like done with as far as having every lot renovated and or completely rebuilt is Brindleton Bay. So if you're interested in like having like a save file of my builds, I can release one once I finish Brindleton Bay, and it'll just be Brindleton Bay. I don't know, let me know. But yeah, so I'm building this in Newcrest. It's on I think it's a 30 by 20, 20 by 30, I'm not sure. It's the lots in Newcrest that's like they're just a straight row of lots. I'm going to put all of my community lots in Newcrest on within these lots, just because like if you look in Oasis Springs or if you look in Willow Creek, the lots that are just like they're straight down in a line, those are the community lots. So I just want to stay true to that. So yeah, today it's an arts and crafts store. We're just working on the exterior right now. I'm using these wood pieces that came with, I'm not sure, I think those are the ones that came with Eco Lifestyle. And then I just used the Spa Day sign behind it. You can see the kind of wood pieces come through it a little bit, but I didn't mind it too much. I wanted to use the like wood paneling, the wall decoration that came with Eco Lifestyle, but they kind of poke out from the wall, so any sign that I put there would have been behind them. I guess what I could have done was made that like a bump out in the build and put like an actual wood paneling there, or it didn't even necessarily have to be a bump out. It could have just been, I could have just put wood paneling on that part of the build. I don't know why. Like I could have just put, yeah, like a wood wallpaper or paint or paneling on that part of the building itself. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That probably would have looked better, and I might go and change it. This is already on the gallery, but I might go and change that just for myself and for the save file. But like I said, this is on the gallery. If you want it, just search Simply Coco 94 and you will find it on my page. Please feel free to follow me on there as well. Ignore all of this landscaping that I'm doing. Most of it does stay, but I end up putting the concrete around the entire lot, just because it looked better. I didn't like how I had the concrete in some places and not in others, and it just looked funny. So I made the whole lot I made the whole lot concrete, and then I put the base game planters that came with the debug menu. I put those around underneath the landscaping instead. So you'll see me do that here in a minute. So kind of ignore what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I was in debug and I was just looking for objects, so I found this kind of bike rack kind of thing. I don't know what those are actually called, but you like put your bikes on them. It's not like a proper bike rack though, that's why I don't want to call it that. And then I put the what are they called? The street lights as well. And as you can see, I have put some of the planters down. There's one over there and then one towards the front of the build. And I was trying to keep this back half of the lot, I was still going to keep it mostly grass. But later on, I just was like, no, this looks funny. It looks weird. So I just made the whole thing concrete. Now we are, I believe, moving on into the interior. Yeah, I'm just placing the stairs with the brand new super subtle saucer light, I think is what it's called. It's the small one that came in the base game patch before Nifty Knitting came out. And speaking of Nifty Knitting, I'm still trying to ride that train. This build is using most of those objects, if not all of them. It is not a pack restricted build though. I do plan on doing a pack restricted build with Nifty Knitting. I think what I want to do is Nifty Knitting plus Tiny Living plus Eco Lifestyle, just because I feel like the whole rustic, whole DIY, homemade vibe really comes out in those packs. And I think they would look really good together. Only downside about it is I just did a Tiny Living plus Eco Lifestyle tiny home not too long ago. Um, so that's my only thing. Because putting Tiny Living in there, I feel like that almost requires you to build a tiny home. I guess not necessarily though. So maybe I'll just not do a tiny home. But don't worry, it won't be the same type of build anyway. Like even if it is a tiny home, it'll be different. But so on the interior, I really wanted to go with this white and kind of warmer wood tone color scheme. Um, well, the warmer wood tone is only really there because not the eco lifestyle, the Nifty Knitting furniture only came in a warmer wood because the flooring I end up putting down is from Cats and Dogs, and it's actually not warm wood at all. And these counters that I'm putting down are from Parenthood, and as you can see, the wood tone on those aren't all that warm either. I mean, they're kind of warm, but definitely not as warm as the wood from Nifty Knitting. So the hallway tables, or the accent tables or whatever you want to call them, that I put in the windows, those are just display tables. So I do end up putting things on top of them just as display. So if you were to download this lot, or I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but if I was playing in this lot, if I had a sim that owned this store, I wouldn't put the stuff that I'm sitting up here for sale just because it's supposed to be display. I was trying to see if I could get a rocking chair up there because maybe they would sell rocking chairs, but it wouldn't fit. Obviously, it was too big. And then I was like, this is a craft store anyway. Why would they be selling rocking chairs? But I imagine this place being, like I said, an arts and crafts store. So not just knitting, they can get paint, they can get pencils and markers and color pencils and crayons, different arts and craft kits like the Parenthood arts and craft box for kids. I put several of those in here. So basically I put easels in here, I put blank canvases in here. So it's just basically all about, it's just completely arts and crafts. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not secluded to only knitting, which I wish this whole community voted stuff pack was. I wish that's what it was in the first place. I wish it didn't get narrowed down to just knitting. I wish it just stayed at complete arts and crafts, because that would have opened up more versatility for the pack. I just feel like making it just knitting made it very specific as far as style goes. So, yeah. You saw me put the little knitted puffs in the corner, poofs, puffs, whatever you want to call it. The ones that your Sims can sit on. I put a bunch of those in the corner. I imagine the person that owns this arts and crafts store probably sells a lot of the craftables that they make. So whether that be paintings, whether that be things that they have knitted or whatever, I imagine they sell a lot of their things as well, not just, things that people can buy to make their own arts and crafts, but yeah. And the little section behind the front reception, the cashier, everything behind that is for employees. So if I was playing in this lot, I would not set those things for sale. So the little board that has the glue gun and the smaller paints and the needles and stuff like that, and then I put that desk back there too. I imagine that would be for the employees. So like if someone wanted to order a blanket, well, that's where the employees would make it. If someone wanted to order one of these poofs to sit on, that's where the employees would make it. So basically, you can't actually do this in The Sims, but I imagine if somebody, sorry, you can't actually do this in The Sims, but I imagine this would be a place that you could call, say, hey, I want you to make me a sweater for my daughter that says, hello, I'm a dancer, and then the person would take the order, and then make it and then send it off to them via Plopsy or whatever. So I imagine that kind of being the vibe of this place. You can get stuff ordered, you can get stuff custom made. Real quick, those carts of things that I just put back here, I imagine that being like a clearance section cart. Mainly because there's not a version of the cart that's empty. I wish there was. There is one that came with Get to Work. There's like an empty cart, but I think it's meant to be used by doctors, so I ended up not using it. So that's kind of like the clearance section. I end up moving them around a little bit because that's where I put the blank canvases. Now I'm just decorating the around the cashier area, because in most like stores, when you go to the cashier, they have or when you go to the cash register, they have like the smaller things that you can buy kind of sitting there. Like when you go to Walmart, they have the candy right there, or the chapstick, or the small bottle of Advil or something like that. So that's why I'm just putting some small knickknacks on the counters. I pulled out that painting object. I don't know if it's debug or not, but I did pull that out. I end up not using it though, because since the paint was open, it didn't really make a lot of sense. Here is the corner that I put the easels in. I get rid of the bigger one just because it was too bulky. Your Sims should be able to walk through there, but as long as another Sim isn't using the easel, I'm not sure. But if you set the easel for sale, then no Sim should try and use it anyway. This place looks very full, but honestly, there's not a whole lot of things that can actually be set for sale, because like the big kind of boxes or baskets of yarn, that's one object. It's not like your Sim's gonna reach in there, grab one piece of yarn and buy that. They have to buy the whole object. So there's honestly, for as cluttered as this place looks, there's really not a whole lot that can be set for sale. I mean, there is, but there isn't, if that makes sense. You'll just have to go in game and see for yourself. Again, anything that is, I said this when I built my juice bar, anything that is not slotted, you can set it for sale, but it's not guaranteed a Sim can buy it. Just like this arts and craft box that I just had to use the 9 key to lift up and place on the counters. Your Sim you can set it for sale because you can still click on the object, but it's not 100% guaranteed that a Sim that comes into the store can buy it, because it's not slotted to the counter. So, I'm not going to tell you to come back to my video and refer to it to see everything that's actually slotted and see anything else, and see everything that's like alt play, so you know what to set for sale. Just set whatever you want to set for sale, and if they buy it, they buy it. If they don't, then sorry if I'm talking really fast. I talk really fast in a lot of my speed builds, so sorry about that. I always have a lot to say, and I feel like I never have enough time to say them, even in like a 30-minute long video. But anyway, this is a bathroom. It's a one Sim bathroom. I learned that from my juice bar. I don't know why I made it a bathroom with 3 huge ass stalls in them. But this is definitely one of those places where it'd make more sense to just have a one toilet bathroom. And now we're on to the upstairs. So at first I struggled finding a 1-story like store lot to build. because everything you find, it's like, you know, it's in New York and it's attached to apartment buildings and it's 3 stories high, and or you know, even like in real, or like, I don't know, even in small towns, if you go to like a shopping strip, it's like, I don't know. It was just, sorry, I bumped my mic if you heard that. Um, there was just not a lot of storefronts I could find that were 1 story and that would look good in The Sims. So I ended up finding a 2 story one that I kind of referenced, and got inspiration from, and it had and yeah. So what I'm doing with the second floor is I am making it a craft room. So this craft room, excuse me, you can't actually do this in The Sims, but what I imagine is this room can be rented out for parties. This room could be rented out for lessons. Probably every week they have different classes in this room. So maybe on Saturday it's a painting class, and on Sunday it's a knitting class, and on Monday it's a crochet class, and on Tuesday it's a pottery class. I don't know, but like every other week or every other day, they hold different classes in here. And any sim could come up here and just use it. So like if you're in the store and you buy something and you want to start using it right away, you can go up there and use it. You can go and use this room. You don't have to necessarily rent the room out to use it. Anybody can use it, but I would say there's a 16 sim limit, because each station I'm imagining 2 sims can sit on each side. So I tell that by these chairs. I put 2 chairs there. I put 2 chairs on, no, that back station was the only station I put 2 chairs on. Every other station where I only put 1, I just imagine 1 sim is sitting there at the moment, because I do kind of clutter up the workstations just to make it look like someone is currently using them, only because this isn't possible in The Sims. And so no sims, if you don't set any of these items for sale up here, no sims will actually come up here and use anything up here. So I just went ahead and cluttered up the workspaces to make it look as if people are actively up here working. But then I just put this small seating area. So those 2 kind of chairs, love seats, whatever you call them, are actually from Nifty Knitting. And then they paired really, really, really well, exquisitely, with the Tiny Living side table in the yellow and blue swatch. And then I just put 3 knitting books on the top of them. If I were to play in this lot, those 3 books would be the only things I set for sale on the top floor. Now I did the front and I am doing the back. So the back is a staff area. I put the rocking chairs just because it's Nifty Knitting and that was kind of like the focal point of the pack. So I just felt like I needed the rocking chairs. And then I just put some like air conditioning vents and stuff on top of the roof just for realism purposes. And back here, I put a selling table from Eco Lifestyle. The reason why I did that is I imagine it would be like every week they have like a vendor come and sell their craftables and stuff. So I thought that was a good idea. And then I put a candle making station and a woodworking table just because that's still kind of crafty. The candles are pretty bland in The Sims, but it could be crafty, you know, if you whittle them to a shape. But anyway, as you can see, I did want to fit the fabricator, but it just wasn't going to work. But anyway, as you can see, the screenshots are rolling. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it, and I will see you all then. Bye.